Okay, it's recording now, and I'm actually going to go ahead and share the screen so we can look at the slideshow. And today we're going to talk about a little bit about Facebook posting, a little bit about compliance. Rena is going to share with us her amazing 100% retention and going to tell us a little bit about what she has been doing and how she's following up with all her people. And I'm going to tell you guys just a little bit about three-way calls that we're going to start doing with everybody moving forward and why they're so important. So, Facebook posting, any social media posting really. Yeah, I just looked at this about 30 minutes ago, so bear with me a little bit. But so this one's a really big one. You want to share. I'm just gonna talk to you guys. You want to share, true life. You want to share how you really feel, what you really do every day. But we just had an amazing leaders retreat, and we were talking about this too. And you are making a brand for yourself. We are in the business of health and wellness, so it just makes sense that. Yeah, you're promoting your pink drink in the morning, but then you're not going to go and, take a picture eating your McDonald's lunch and then be like, hey, look, I'm eating my Big Mac. It just doesn't make sense. Like, it's not the way it should be. We are making a brand for yourselves. We are in health and wellness. We are into changing lives. We want to be positive. We want to, I've gotten messages before. People are, even if they're not ready to order, they just message me and be like, I really love how, positive you are all the time and inspirational. And, life is life. Life happens. We all have bad days. But, whether we like it or not, we are Plexus ambassadors. And our Facebook page is now our business page. So we want to be real with people, but at the same time, we don't want to post like, oh my gosh, my life sucks. I had such a horrible day. The kids wouldn't stop crying, because let's be real, it does happen. But we don't want to project negativity, because then it just doesn't make sense to want to change people's lives. And we feel amazing with Plexus, but then we turn around and contradict ourselves completely. So good examples of what to post. You can go on Google, you can go on Pinterest, and just share something inspirational, something that's related to the business. Like, I actually just saved one that Sarah Marble shared, and just because I really like what it said, and it says, sometimes what you are the most afraid of doing is the very thing that will set you free. So this is kind of business related. Because, I was able to quit my job, but I was also terrified of, selling things online. Whatever, never going to happen. But I did. And, you have to do something that scares you to set yourself free. So just inspirational quotes. Those are awesome. People really love those. Something, a health quote, or, a picture that you went to the gym today, or that you went on a walk. Something about your body and, eating healthy. So that's a good thing to share about. What else I should have over here? Oh, this is a good one. So sell-see graphics against something that's going to really catch your eye. So I'm not calling out anybody. I did it a lot at the beginning. I had to learn. But sell-see graphics, like this one from the Boost over here, like the Boost bottle, what it does, it energizes, whatever. Yeah, it's cute, it's red, but it doesn't really catch your attention. You're just like, oh, whatever, it's a bottle of capsules, cool. But instead, you could post something like, oh, Plexus is whatever this is, Plexus is my gasoline. People are like, what's she talking about? I don't really like this one, honestly. So I personally like posting. If I'm going to post about Boost, I'll take a picture of myself with it. Be like, I needed that extra energy boost today, and this really got me through the day. People want to know that you're actually taking it, that you're not just posting little graphics just to post them, because that's not relatable. And I promise you, they're just going to keep scrolling. Business related, and this is a big one, and we're actually gonna, Ali's gonna share a little bit about compliance. But so you can, when it comes to business, and this is actually really new for us too, that we've been with Plexus for a little bit, always add a disclaimer. For the business, you have to add at the very end of it, Plexus makes no guarantee of income, which is determined by the individual ambassador's effort and dedication. So, because it's easy for people to think that, oh, if I join Plexus, I'm gonna make, whatever, $20,000 a month. That's not true. I mean, yes, it's true, but you have to work for it. It doesn't just like fall into your bank account. So that's just compliance stuff. And there is graphics that are compliant or they're not compliant. You can post this one right here, but you cannot ever on your Facebook page say, oh, I got paid $5,000 this month. You cannot say that, but you could say, this month I was able to pay my mortgage in my car payment with my Plexus paycheck. You see the difference? And it's also a lot more relatable because then people are like, wait, I want to pay my mortgage with my Plexus money, or I want to go buy groceries and have a date night because of my Plexus money. So it's a lot more relatable, and people are going to, like, you're going to catch their attention whenever you say, I was able to go on vacation because Plexus paid for it. I hope that makes sense. So that is what you should post, or what you can post when it comes to money and the business side of it. This one, we're gonna go back to being relatable in the Celsi graphics. This is actually Lacey's daughter, and if you see a picture of little Ava over here holding the little Plexus package against this one, oh yay, X Factor, multivitamin, like which one's going to really catch your attention? The cute little kid or the bottle of vitamins? To me, I would rather read a post like, oh, that's a cute little kid, what does she have to say about that? Like, what is she holding in her hands? And if I just see a bottle of Plexus X Factor vitamins, that's cool, whatever, I'm gonna keep scrolling. So once again, we just go back to being relatable and being real. This one, he's actually one of my favorites. This is Jill's dad. The before and after and what Plexus did for him. I don't think this is compliant anymore, actually. But he is a reverse diabetic, actually, and his testimony is one of my absolute favorites. This one over here says, if you wouldn't say it in person, don't post it online. And what this just means is, again, just be real. If you wouldn't have a conversation with one of your friends, if you wouldn't say that to your friend on the phone or in person, don't say it online, because people know when you're not being real, when you're just posting to post. And I'll give you a real good example. Like last night, I was really tired. I was ready to go to bed. I was like, oh my goodness, I haven't posted yet. And I found a cute little picture. And what I had to say, like in my head, I really felt it. But once I typed it out, I knew I was just typing it to type it. So I posted it, and I just kept thinking about it. I was like, this is like, it just wasn't real. I didn't feel it in my heart. So I actually went back and deleted it, because I knew that I wasn't being real. And it's like, that's not me. I don't want to show people that. I don't want to post just to post. And I promise you that whenever you post like a really heartfelt message, it's going to get a lot more likes and a lot more attention than just posting just to post because you haven't done anything on Facebook today. So just take a little time. There is some apps, if you don't have time, it's called Buffer. And you can actually schedule your post for the day or for the week. You can do that in advance. I don't use it, but I know a lot of people that use it, and it really, really helps them with that time management. This one's just going back to what I told you guys earlier. She said, hi, you're cray cray. Just about being negative. We all have bad days, but just don't overdo it on Facebook. Like, call your best friend, call your mom, talk to your spouse. Don't post your dirty laundry on Facebook, because I don't want to see that. I don't think anyone really wants to see what's going on. Again, be a positive role model. Obviously, please don't go share your parting pictures like this one over here. interesting pictures she chose for this. But it's true. Like, we want to see pictures of your family or your dogs or your kids, or you going to the gym or having dinner with your parents, whatever. I mean, yeah, we all have those little crazy nights sometimes, but don't post that. Just keep it to yourself. This one, really, we're all talking about today and what we want to show our audience, because essentially, like, who you're posting to is your audience, people that know you. So show who you really are and what you love. People want to see that. People want to know you. They don't want to know the Celsey you, because they want to see, like, oh, look, she's having fun. She has energy to play with her kids. That's awesome. Like, Plexus is awesome. I want to do that. I want to feel how she's feeling. So just post, a picture of you and your kids at the park, or your dog, or, going to church, whatever it is you do for fun. I don't know. So that is it on the slideshow. So I'm going to stop sharing, but we can just talk a little bit. So if you guys have any questions about actual posting, if you have a question about any of your posts, so you're not sure if it's something that you should post, please send it to me or whoever your upline is. We're always here to help you. I know posting can be a little nerve-wracking anyways, especially if you're brand new. But people are watching and people want to know what you're doing. People want to know what you're feeling good and they're not feeling good. So if you have any questions about actual Facebook posting, please let us know. And I am actually going to turn this over to Ali now, and she's going to tell us a little bit about compliance. And like I said, this is new to us too, so we're still working on it. But she's going to share with us a little bit about what we've learned so far about it. Can you unmute yourself? Okay.
Yeah, I just did. Hey guys, thanks for having me. Marcella just asked that I touch on a couple of things that we talked about this last weekend at our leadership training. Some of us that have been around for a while, the new compliance rules, I'm sorry if y'all can hear my dogs. It never fails that if I'm on a call, they are like under my feet. But if I'm silent in here, they're like in another room. But anyway, as far as compliance goes, there's just some new rules. So if you've been around for a while, I know it can be really frustrating to make these adjustments, but if you're brand new, this is something that you just get to start doing. So hopefully it'll be an easy transition for all of us, and all of us are learning and growing together. So definitely don't feel like this is me trying to get onto you or Marcella trying to get onto you. One of the things about posting on Facebook, we kind of have rules from both Plexus and from Facebook. Okay, so kind of start with what Plexus says. So with Plexus, we can't make any claims. We can't say we treat, cure, prevent any diseases. So we have to be really careful with our word choice. We also can't say, because of the FDA, specific disease names. So me personally, my big testimony is about anxiety, and I can't say the word anxiety anymore in my testimonies. In fact, I'm needing to go through and delete some of my old posts that say anxiety, because that's claiming, I'm implying that Plexus will cure it. And we just can't do that. That's an FDA regulation, and we want Plexus to be around. They can actually be fined by the FDA. And we all want Plexus to be around for a long time. And so it's really our responsibility to make sure we're being careful. The big thing that I would recommend is, if you have a new success kit, look at the product cards. Anything the product cards say, you can say. There's a fair game. If you do not have a new success kit, look on the website. Anything that they have publicly available on the website to customers, ambassadors, whoever, when they're shopping around for products, you can say those things. The other great resource that we have is, if you have your testimony, you can ask your upline to help you out with it, help you tweak it to make it compliant. If your upline isn't able to help you, if they're you can reach out to me, even that's fine too. I'd be glad to try to help. But if you're getting really stumped or stuck, you can always email compliance@plexusworldwide.com, and they will help you make it a compliant testimony. Okay, so don't feel like you're stuck. Don't feel discouraged. We're all going through this. Okay, so in the example of my testimony with anxiety, what I can do, and this is something the writing teacher in me is coming out, what I can do, y'all, is I can describe how what anxiety felt like. So I could say something like, before, if I'm telling my story, I could say, 2 years ago or just over 2 years ago, I really struggled with being around people. I would worry about what they were thinking of me. I would come home and ask my husband all these questions if I sounded stupid, if I sounded ridiculous. I would go to sleep and I would not only worry about the day, but I would think about years ago, things that I said, years ago, things that I did. And I would just be so stressed all the time. Okay, I just described what anxiety was to me, which I personally feel is way more powerful than me just saying, y'all, I used to have anxiety, right? So when we're telling a story, we can imply a whole lot without saying a word. So if you're somebody who, struggled with, some digestion issues, you can describe the pain that you were having. You can describe that, going to a restaurant, eating food and being so nervous that you're gonna have to run to the bathroom, right? You can describe that without saying it. So get creative with it. And it really is more powerful. So really this isn't something that has to hinder us. It can be something that actually does better for our business. And you can always send somebody a personal message and use those words. We just can't use them publicly. Okay. I'm trying to think if there was anything else, Marcella, you wanted me to share. As far as the financial testimonies, Marcella already kind of hit on it, but I just want to emphasize there is one graphic that is compliant. Do what? I feel like I heard somebody say something. Sorry. There is one graphic that's compliant, and it's the one that it's actually from Plexus, and it has the red graph, and it says like what percentage of ambassadors are each rank as well. And it's it's annual. So all of the ones that are monthly are actually not compliant, and that's per Plexus. So I love the monthly ones. You could send them as messages. I personally like to break it down monthly for people because I feel like that's more tangible to them. But when we're sharing anything publicly, it has to be that Plexus one, unfortunately. So be careful with that. I'm trying to think. As far as what Facebook regulations do, we have to be really careful with the salesy graphics. Facebook doesn't want us using Facebook as a way to promote our business. So when you have those salesy kind of graphics, when you have a lot of graphics that show the $34.95 or 15% off or, whatever, even if they're compliant by Plexus, you want to be careful because they could flag your page for spam, and they can put you in Facebook jail where you can't post for a while. So we don't want that to happen. So we're not sharing this to scare you. Just want to share it to make you aware, just like speed limit signs, right? They're there to warn you, to help you, to where you're not getting in trouble, right? So that's just kind of what we want to do. If you're getting stuck with posting, definitely reach out to your upline. We're here to help. We want to help you be successful in your posting. Like Marcella said, the best thing you can do is post pictures, post real life things. Stay away from posting tons and tons of information about products, because the truth is people don't really care about the product. They want to know what the product does. So if you can share something personal or something that, it's doing for a friend, if you can share things, that really are going to, show your, really your story and your vulnerability and how the products have changed you, why you promote the products, you're going to have the most success in your posting. Friend people who have really great posting, people who are successful in the business, and creep them or follow them. You don't even have to be their friend. I follow a lot of the jewels because I don't know them, and I don't, expect them to necessarily friend me back, but I'll click that follow button and I'll see what kinds of great things they're posting. And I try to emulate that. I try to make sure that I'm, posting things that, are going to catch lots of traffic, and definitely friend, people on the Plexus. I posted that little fast friend, speed friending thing. That's so that you can get higher traffic on your posting. The more that's popping up on the news feed, more of your friends are going to see it. So that's all that I probably talked longer than I was supposed to. Sorry, Marcella. But thanks so much for having me, y'all.
Thank you, ma'am. That was super helpful. And I wanted to say earlier too, there are really good times to post. And I would say that's, around 7 o'clock in the morning when people are getting ready, when people are waking up. Then lunchtime, that's a lot of traffic too. And then at nighttime, when people are, getting ready to go to bed, just laying in bed, scrolling, those are really high traffic times. So be smart about your posting, I guess. So those are really, really good times. And like Ali said, compliance-wise, that's just for your public page. If it's, a coffee date, text message, phone call, in person, you can say whatever you want. Everything's fair game. But it fits on your Facebook page. Just be careful when it comes to compliance. So that's all we have about compliance and, Facebook posting. And now I want Brina to share with us her follow-up technique, because she has 100% retention. That means that she has no white lines, and that's pretty awesome. So Brina, do you want to share with us a little bit about your follow-up technique?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me talk. I'm excited about this. I wanted to tell you guys, I made a little list. First of all, I pray for my downlines. Like my husband and I, we have a prayer closet in our house, and I'm in there. I try to make it every day, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not in there every day. I try. And I have like lists on my walls. I don't know if you can see this, but this is like my number ones. And I put like just their name and just like a highlight of like what I want to pray for them about. So like my sister, she's my primary leg, Afton. And so I just want to pray for her success in this business. And then I have like a second one to my number twos. I don't have any number threes yet. But I pray for each one of them by name specifically, because that's the most important thing I think in this business, is to bring God into it with you. Secondly, I love on them. I make sure that they all feel that I appreciate them. I love them. I'm here to help them. I check on them as often as possible. Like Afton's downline, Christina, she was missing an order from the 11th, March 11th, and it just now today started moving. And I contacted Afton last week, and I said, we need to get her an order. So Afton actually ordered an order for her, and that order just now moved today too. So that didn't help either. But I said, well, then she needs let's do I'm sorry that Plexus shipping is whack, but thank you for being patient gift. And so we bought her a Yeti cup just to tell her that we appreciate her and we're sorry that she's having to deal with this. And we just want her to know that we're so glad that she's being patient and that she believes in these products and that she's sticking with us. And I genuinely care about my downlines, and that's why I don't have any white lines. I make sure that I'm honest with them too. Like I want to rank to gold. I want them to get to gold. Their success is my success. When my sister adds someone, I'm so excited. Like Pam, she added somebody, and I was in my car screaming. I was so excited for her. Like I feel just as excited when they succeed as I do when I succeed. Like it's just, it almost brings tears to my eyes to see them succeed, because that means I'm succeeding as their leader. So anyways, that's what I do. It's duplicatable. Just love them. That's all you got to do.
Thank you so much, Brina. I really, really love that. You pray for your team. That's huge. Loving on them, checking up on them. That means that they're not just a number to you. These are people, and their relationships matter. Our business is all about relationships, and we want them to be successful with the products like we have. So I really appreciate you sharing. Those are really awesome tips. So thank you so much for that. And we actually only have about 5 minutes remaining, so I'm going to touch base real quick on the three-way calls. This is new to all of us, but we learned so much this past weekend. I was lucky enough to be at a huge leaders retreat for our team, and I learned so much from a couple of Diamond staff, really from everybody that was there. I learned so much. And, something that Sarah Taylor, one of our Diamonds, told us, she told us, like, if there's something I could tell you guys that really made my business grow, it's three-way calls. So we don't have much time right now to go into them, but I am telling you guys, we're going to start doing those with every single new person that we add, and we're going to make it about them, not about us. So we're going to ask them, what do you want to get out of Plexus? We're going to tell them what they just spend their money on. We're going to explain to them what the products do, how they work and why they work. And, we're going to, if they're not interested in the business, we won't really touch base on that. We don't want it to be a sales call. That's not the point. But we can explain to them a little bit, hey, if you're interested, you could get your products for free. But, we just want you to be successful, answer any questions they have, and, just build that relationship and really, truly care about them instead of just having them order and send them the graphic and be like, okay, here you go. This is how you take them. And then, never talk to them again. We don't want that. Like I said, we want those relationships. That's really, really big in this business. And, you make amazing friendships out of it too. Like my best friends now are people I didn't even talk to in high school. And I went to high school with a lot of them. So I'm going to be talking or doing a little bit of training with the 3-way calls now. Also with potentials. If you have a potential, throw your upline in there. It doesn't mean that you don't know what you're doing, but again, that third-party validation is huge. It's really, really big to hear from somebody else what the products have done for them. So your potential doesn't think that you're just trying to sell them something. So they can hear from somebody else how Plexus works. It really, I'm senior gold, and obviously, I know what I'm doing at this point. But I even I have Ali jump on my calls and be like, hey, I have a potential. And they go amazing because, again, that third-party validation, that's really, really huge. So I am about to get cut off, so I'm going to go ahead and end the call. If you have any questions, please comment on the thread or just message me. I'm going to stop recording now, so just give me 1 second.